In the 1960s and 70s, British motorcycles were admired for their gorgeous designs and raw power. But behind the glossy showroom windows lay a completely different story. The men who actually had to fix these machines, the mechanics, absolutely hated them. Due to rushed engineering, bizarre factory decisions, and completely inaccessible engine parts, working on these motorcycles was a greasy, frustrating nightmare. Today, we are counting down the 10 British motorcycles that mechanics despised the most. We will reveal their exact horsepower, the original showroom prices, and the horrific mechanical flaws that made workshop technicians want to throw their tools across the room. Number 1 is an absolute engineering disaster. Let's begin. We begin with the 1971 BSA B50 Gold Star. It featured a 500 cubic centimeters single-cylinder engine producing 34 horsepower, taking 8.5 seconds to hit 60 miles per hour. Priced at roughly £450, around $1,100, BSA managed to sell approximately 5,700 units. This massive single-cylinder machine was notorious for two things: destroying the rider's right leg and vibrating itself to pieces. It was almost impossible to kickstart without precise timing, frequently kicking back so hard it sent owners straight to the hospital. But mechanics hated it because of the vibrations. The engine shook so violently that engine mounting bolts would physically snap, light bulbs would shatter, and the exhaust pipes would crack completely off. Mechanics spent hours just replacing lost nuts and bolts, making it one of the most frustrating maintenance jobs of the decade. Next is the 1968 Triumph TR25W Trophy. It produced 24 horsepower and took a very sluggish 11.5 seconds to reach 60 miles per hour. Priced affordably at £320, around $800, it sold roughly 18,000 units. Triumph built this 250 cubic centimeters bike to capture the beginner market, but they used an outdated BSA engine design. Mechanics despised the TR25W because the bottom-end bearings were catastrophically weak. If a young, enthusiastic rider pushed the bike past 60 miles per hour for an extended period, the engine would literally tear itself apart from the inside. Mechanics were constantly rebuilding the lower engines and replacing blown head gaskets. It earned a toxic reputation in workshops as a bike that spent more time on the mechanic's lift than on the actual road. At number 8 is the 1964 Ariel Arrow. It featured a 250 cubic centimeters two-stroke engine pushing 11 horsepower, with a dreadfully slow 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 20 seconds. Retailing at just £200, around $500, it was a mass-market commuter that sold over 35,000 units. While the public loved its cheap price, mechanics absolutely loathed seeing an Ariel Arrow roll into the shop. To make the bike look modern, Ariel enclosed the entire engine inside massive, stamped steel body panels. This meant that to perform even a basic tune-up or fix a minor oil leak, a mechanic had to physically unbolt and remove half the motorcycle's bodywork. A simple 15-minute spark plug check turned into a 2-hour nightmare of struggling with rusted screws and sharp metal covers. Number 7 is the infamous 1971 Triumph Bonneville oil-in-frame model. It produced 50 horsepower, reaching 60 miles per hour in 6.5 seconds. Priced at £600, around $1,400, Triumph sold roughly 25,000 units. In 1971, Triumph tried to modernize by holding the engine oil directly inside the main frame tubes instead of a separate tank. It was a disaster. Mechanics hated it because the frame was initially built so tall that average riders couldn't touch the ground, leading to countless drops and crashes. But worse, changing the oil was incredibly messy and difficult. The oil filler neck was positioned terribly, and the frame welds frequently cracked under stress, causing the entire chassis to leak hot, dirty oil all over the garage floor. Coming in at number 6 is the massive 1968 Royal Enfield Interceptor. It housed a 736 cubic centimeters engine producing 52 horsepower, hitting 60 miles per hour in 6.0 seconds. It had a premium price of £700, around $1,650, selling roughly 3,500 units. This was Britain's largest twin-cylinder bike at the time, and it was a giant, complicated beast. Mechanics despised the Interceptor because its engine casings were prone to severe warping. The massive heat from the 736 cubic centimeters engine would distort the aluminum cases, making it mathematically impossible to seal them properly. Mechanics would desperately coat the engine in liquid gaskets, but the Interceptor would always leave a massive puddle of oil wherever it parked. Sourcing replacement parts for it was also a logistical nightmare, leaving customer bikes sitting in workshops for months. If you love classic motorcycles and the hidden mechanical secrets behind these legendary brands, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. We bring you the untold stories of automotive triumphs and workshop disasters every single day. Now, let's get back to the countdown. At number 5 is the 1965 Matchless G15. It featured a 750 cubic centimeters engine pushing 55 horsepower, hitting 60 miles per hour in 6.2 seconds. Priced at £550, around $1,300, only about 3,200 units were built. The G15 was a desperate parts bin special. The company was going bankrupt, so they literally crammed a Norton 750 Atlas engine into a matchless frame. Mechanics absolutely hated this bike because nothing fit properly. The frame had to be violently modified at the factory just to squeeze the massive Norton engine inside. Because clearances were so incredibly tight, mechanics could not reach the spark plugs or adjust the valves without practically dropping the entire engine out of the frame. Routine maintenance became an absolute nightmare. Number 4 is the 1971 BSA A65 Lightning. It generated 52 horsepower, reaching 60 miles per hour in 6.1 seconds. Retailing at £580, around $1,400, BSA sold roughly 15,000 units. Mechanics famously referred to the A65 engine as the power egg because of its smooth, egg-shaped casings. But breaking into that egg was a nightmare. The engine suffered from a chronic design flaw. The timing side main bearing was a cheap bronze bush instead of a proper roller bearing. Under high RPMs, the oil pressure would drop, and this bronze bearing would disintegrate, completely destroying the engine block. Mechanics were exhausted from performing massive, expensive engine rebuilds on a bike that was simply engineered to fail under pressure. Number 3 is the legendary 1973 Norton Commando 850. It produced a massive 60 horsepower, blasting from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.2 seconds. It carried a premium price tag of £850, around $2,000, and Norton successfully sold over 20,000 units. To stop the brutal 850 cubic centimeters engine from shaking the rider to death, Norton invented the Isolastic system, mounting the engine on rubber blocks. While riders loved how smooth it felt, mechanics cursed its existence. These rubber mounts degraded rapidly. To fix the bike's handling, a mechanic had to perfectly insert microscopic metal shims into the rubber mounts using feeler gauges. If the shims were even a fraction of a millimeter off, the bike would handle like a wet sponge and wobble violently at high speeds. It was the most tedious, frustrating adjustment in the motorcycle world. Just missing the top spot is the 1975 Norton Commando MK3. It produced 58 horsepower, hitting 60 miles per hour in 5.8 seconds. It was a highly expensive luxury machine priced at £1,100, around $2,600, selling roughly 10,000 units. To compete with the Japanese, Norton finally added an electric starter. But it was catastrophically under-engineered. The starter motor was incredibly weak, and the internal sprag clutch was made of cheap metal. When owners pressed the starter button, the engine would frequently backfire and physically shatter the starter gears into hundreds of pieces inside the primary chain case. Mechanics had to drain the oil, remove the massive primary cover, and clean out shattered metal shrapnel over and over again. They quickly started telling owners to completely ignore the electric button and just use the kickstart. Finally, the ultimate mechanic's nightmare, the 3-cylinder 1968 BSA Rocket 3, also sold as the Triumph Trident. It produced 58 horsepower, flying to 60 miles per hour in 5.5 seconds. Priced at £800, around $1,900, they sold around 27,000 units combined. This 3-cylinder superbike was designed to beat Honda, but its engineering was an absolute labyrinth of complexity. While a Honda CB750 engine case split cleanly in half, the British triple split vertically and horizontally. It had 3 separate carburetors, 3 separate ignition points, and a mind-bending sequence of timing gears. To properly tune the engine, a mechanic practically needed 3 hands, multiple feeler gauges, and highly specific factory tools that frequently broke. Adjusting the valves took hours. Synchronizing the carburetors was nearly impossible without a vacuum gauge. Mechanics absolutely dreaded seeing a Rocket 3 pull into the workshop, knowing it would tie up their tools and their lift for an entire day. It stands as the most overcomplicated, hostile piece of engineering in British motorcycle history. Why these bikes were special? Despite being an absolute nightmare for the men who had to fix them, these 10 motorcycles possess an undeniable charm. They represent an era before computers and robots, when motorcycles were hand-built, mechanical beasts with deep, aggressive souls. Yes, they leaked oil, shattered bearings, and frustrated mechanics to the point of madness. But when tuned perfectly, they provided a raw, thrilling riding experience that no modern, plastic-covered Japanese motorcycle could ever replicate. Today, we look back at these engineering flaws not just as failures, but as the legendary quirks that give classic British iron its legendary character. Don't forget to subscribe to Britain Shift, and we'll see you in the next ride.